Welcome back to the podcast. Today, I'm going to share with you 10 things to declutter before the new year. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm Flora Sage, certified simplification coach and 7-time author. And for over 27 years, I've been helping women like you align into a life and a business that you are wildly obsessed with by helping you clear out the clutter that is holding you back. So I want to start this podcast off with a couple of quotes that I absolutely love. The first one is by Anonymous, and it says, "Sometimes the best way to move forward is to first let go of what's holding you back." And the second quote is, "You can't reach for anything new if your hands are still full of yesterday's junk." That is by Louise Smith. So let's just dive straight into those 10 things that you can let go of right now so that you can end the year feeling hopefully so much lighter and more aligned. You don't need to do all of these things at once. You can just pick one or two of these categories to start with and just take it day by day. So the first type of clutter that you can get rid of is expired pantry items. I want you to open up your pantry and take a look at how many expired spices, canned goods, or half-used ingredients are sitting in there. Toss what is expired or what you know that you will never use. A clear pantry makes holiday cooking so much easier. The second thing is holiday decorations. Are there any decorations that you didn't use last year, and if you've already set up this year, that you haven't used? I want you to look in those boxes. Maybe it's a string of broken lights or ornaments that really no longer fit your style or your decor. Donate them, toss them, and only keep what you love and what you are using. The third thing to declutter is your unused, unworn pieces of clothing. If it's been in your closet for over a year, maybe 2, maybe 3, now is the time to get rid of it. Your closet should make getting dressed easier, not more stressful. Now, the cool thing also about decluttering this time of year is if you find some really incredible pieces after you've decluttered, now you have space to put them so that you can see them and wear them often. The fourth type of clutter is old paperwork. Go through that stack of mail, go through your receipts, go through the old bills, keep what is essential, and digitize what you might need to reference if you can't access it online. Shred it, burn it, throw it away, recycle it. Less paper equals less mental clutter, and that is exactly what we need during the holidays. Now, declutter piece number 5 is digital clutter. This is a big one. I want you to take a look at your phone and your computer or your tablet, whatever you have. Delete any apps that you do not use. Clear out your downloads folder and unsubscribe from emails that you no longer want to receive. This is a big one. Just hit delete. Okay? Digital clutter is invisible, but it is just as overwhelming as physical clutter. Clutter piece number 6 is broken or unused items. Now, this is a big one too, especially around the holidays, is we might be getting new things. So make sure that you're making space for old things. I want you to look at any gadgets or tools that you have that no longer work, but maybe you've been meaning to get them fixed. How long have they been sitting there waiting to get fixed? Right now is the time to either decide to fix it and make an appointment at the fix-it shop and bring it in, or let it go. And if you donate something like a blender or something that you know needs to get fixed, write a note on it saying, this needs this part in order for it to work. Now, sometimes I've seen those in thrift stores where it will have the note on it. So they're selling a broken item knowing that it needs to get fixed. Okay, so this is a really amazing thing. And sometimes this can free up a lot of space depending on how many items that you have been holding back. Now, the 7th thing is emotional baggage. So I want you to think about this. I laugh because this is a big one for so many people around the holidays, is, well, and I also thought of that little clip on TikTok, emotional damage. But emotional baggage is a big one, and it can kind of sabotage some of your holiday festivities if you don't address it. So I want you to think about what grudges or regrets or unmet expectations are you carrying right now that you might be carrying into the new year. I want you to reflect on what's been weighing you down and really start to practice letting go, whether it's through journaling or meditation or having a conversation with someone like a coach or a really good friend or a therapist. This is one of the things when you start to clear emotional clutter and emotional baggage, so many things free up in your life. Now, clutter piece number 8 is financial clutter. This is a big one because a lot of the times during the holidays, people start just swiping that card. And then in January, they're met with this mountain of credit card debt and they're like, oh snap, now I have to pay for this. So the first thing for your financial clutter is review your bank statements. And I want you to look for any reoccurring charges that you may have forgotten about. Cancel those. Cancel any subscriptions or memberships that you're no longer using, and get really, really clear now on your finances so that you can set the tone for how you start and enter 2025. A lot of people start 2025, or not just 2025, a lot of people start the new year, again, like I said, with that mountain of debt. And one of the things that you can do is to review and reflect before you start your holiday shopping. Or if you're like me, you've already finished your holiday shopping. I do mine throughout the year so that you truly can plan your next year and your next holiday season beforehand instead of all of a sudden having it kind of just hit you like a cosmic 2x4. So, all right. Number 9, the 9th type of clutter that you can tackle is gifts that you're not using. Sometimes we hold on to gifts out of guilt, even if we don't like them and even if we don't use them. Remember, when a gift is given, it's the thought that counts, not the actual item. It's okay to donate or pass it along to someone who might use it at a thrift store. Okay? It is okay to let it go. And if you really struggle with this, take a picture. Take a picture of it. Maybe even take a picture of yourself using that thing. Send a thank you note to the person who sent it to you, and then pass it along. And that brings us to number 10, unrealistic goals. I want you to take a look at the goals that you set for yourself for 2024. Are there any that you no longer align with? Think about where you're headed. This is one of the things we talked about many, many times here on the podcast. Where are you at? Where do you want to go? And what's the clutter that's keeping you from getting where you want to go, okay? Or what's the clutter that's preventing you from taking that little 1-degree shift in the direction that you want to go? Sometimes it's your goals. Sometimes we set unrealistic expectations for ourselves through goals and wonder why we're not getting anywhere. So really evaluate, where are you really right now? And where do you really want to go? And then look at what might get in the way of me achieving this. If there's nothing, you're like, come hell or high water, I'm going to freaking have this. Or you might say, you know what? I've been here for a long time. I've really wanted to get here, but is this really where I want to go? Actually, no, I want to go over here, or I want to go over there. So really evaluate what goals you are setting for yourself, especially the ones that you've just had in 2024. Did you even come close to achieving them? Or did you just knock them out of the ballpark and you've added more and you've achieved more? So your goals, and again, this is something that we talked about many, like more times than I can count on this podcast, is your goals should be directly aligned with your priorities and where you're going. Your goals should help you directly get to where you are going. they shouldn't sidetrack you. If they sidetrack you, then this goal isn't really what you want. It's whatever you've actually paid attention to, what you actually worked towards doing. Now, most people don't even set goals, but chances are, if you're watching this, you are one of those like 3%, or I think it's actually 5% of the population that actually sets goals. So look at the goals that you set for this past year. Are they still aligned with where you're headed? If not, let go of what doesn't fit and really focus on creating new goals for your 2025 that energize you, that excite you, that make you feel like, hell yeah, let's do this, okay? So I want you to ask yourself, which of these types of clutter that I just shared with you that we went through feels the most urgent for you to tackle right now? Is it your closet? Is it your digital space? Is it your emotional baggage? Is it your goals? I really want you to give yourself a hot minute to just sit and think about what really right now is weighing the most on my mind. And if it were done, I would feel a huge weight lifted off, and it would feel like a breath of fresh air, okay? Just take 10 minutes today and make a dent in that one area. Y'all know me, we do the 10-minute quick clean here. Even though it might not be a quick clean, it might be just a quick organizing or decluttering, but our 10-minute quick clean method works. This is why we've been doing it for 29, 30 years, okay? Geez, has it been that long already? Oh my gosh, yes. So just take 10 minutes today to make a dent in that one area and pay attention and notice how much lighter that you feel. Now, some of you might recognize and realize as you're listening to this podcast that you're like, oh my goodness, I got a lot of stuff that I need to deal with. And you're not quite sure where to start, even after just kind of sitting with it for a hot minute. So to help you process this, to help you really get clear on what type of clutter is getting in your way the most, I do have spots open in my calendar for complimentary strategy sessions. So during the session, I'm going to help you sift through what you got going on, where you're at, where you want to be, and I will give you a clear path forward and some resources on how you can start to move the needle in your life and how you can start to actively clear some of that clutter that's getting in the way of you having a life or a business that you are wildly obsessed with. So click the link in the description, book your spot. I'm so excited about this because these are one of the things I totally geek out with these sessions because I see so much progress just in one session. And our follow-up sessions, if you book them, are incredible, or I should say when you book them. I rarely have people not book follow-up sessions with me simply because I work with people who are action takers. And if you're watching this, if you're still here, you are an action taker. You are someone who has those high standards and is like, yes, I'm in it to win it. I'm watching Flora's work and Flora's videos because I want more clarity in my life. I want less clutter. I want more time freedom. And I want to be able to enjoy myself when I'm not working and be able to completely unplug from my business, completely unplug from my job, completely unplug from the stressors of the day. And when you have clutter, that just doesn't happen. You can't really truly unplug because you always have these random types of clutter swirling about in your ecosphere, whether it is mental, emotional, spiritual clutter, whether it's digital clutter, like you're relaxing on the beach and you open up your phone and you have all these bells and whistles, all these notifications. These are the things that we do is we help to clear out all of the clutter that is keeping you from really being obsessed with your life. And if you're a business owner, being obsessed with your business in a really good way. So let's continue this conversation. If you're watching this on YouTube, share in the comments which category that you're going to declutter first. And if you're listening to this on any podcast streaming service, share your thoughts on social media about this and tag me. I would love to see your progress. If you found today's video helpful, please subscribe, share with your friends, and leave a review. Your support helps this podcast reach more people who are ready to declutter their lives and align into a life and a business that you are wildly obsessed with. Remember, all it takes is a clear vision of what you want and the willingness to take one small step daily to align into a life that you love. I'll see you in the next episode.